Welcome to Kansas City. Molly Ringwald and Judd Nelson. We've been watching a clip from The Breakfast Club, directed by John Hughes. What's going on there? You're trying to close a door, and the teacher who's your monitor is giving you all kinds of static. What's with this Breakfast Club? What are the five of you doing in detention anyway?
Well, you find out what each individual crime is during the course of the film, but there's a lot of stuff that happens.
Well, I like that word.
8 hours.
I like the word crime. You are sort of partners in crime, aren't you? Fugitives from justice, I guess.
Yeah, well.
Well, Molly, actually, you're kind of a society person. You sort of hew to the line, but Judd Nelson, by contrast, is a rebel. The two of you seem to represent the two extremes of the film, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
What about that? Are we kind of exploring the different problems that teenagers have as a group nationwide here? Is there a sense of being symbols?
Well, I think that first off, John Hughes has written a script that is not condescending to high school kids. It's one of the few films where high school kids are not treated as animals, where the only thing they have on their minds is drugs, sex, and rock and roll. So I think that because the kids are represented honestly, maybe the audience can glean other things from it, like maybe there are lots of problems that these kids have that no one knows about because
I'd like both of you to address this, if you would. If I were to tell people that for almost 2 hours, 5 teenagers sit around talking about their lives, it might not sound like too exciting a picture, but it really is. Explain in your own ideas how it is an exciting film with just dialogue.
Well, I think that it's exciting because it's so honest, and it's different. There aren't that many films, that deal with teenagers that are so incredibly honest and realistic. And every teenager, I think, likes to see somebody up there on screen that they can relate to. And that's what Breakfast Club has. I mean, if you can't relate to just one of the characters, maybe you can relate to two combined.
You bet.
But it's a film that really speaks for young adults.
Molly, let's stay with you a moment. Peer pressure is something all teenagers know about in school. You're the one that is most a slave to peer pressure, I guess. You want to do only what everybody else is doing. The film really comes out against that, doesn't it?
Excuse me?
The film comes out against that being enslaved to peer pressure.
Yeah, I think that basically it doesn't really matter. That's what it's about, because caste system exists in all high schools. And, when it comes right down to it, we're all pretty much the same. We're all in the same boat, and we have the same thoughts, the same emotions, everything. It doesn't really matter.
Judd Nelson, would you talk a little bit about the PG-13 rating here, or is it an R? What's the latest status on the rating? Do we know?
It's R.
What about the language there? Are some parents maybe for the wrong reasons going to be reluctant to come and have the kids come too?
I'm sorry, could you repeat the
because of the rating, do you think that some parents and some kids might think that there's something a little too racy going on to come see the picture? I think the rating is deceptive, in other words.
Yes. I think that the rating is deceptive, and that there's no reason, I think, that parents should be hesitant to let their children see the film. In fact, I think it would be great if parents were to see this particular film with their children.
We've got just a few seconds left. Would you tell me in what way Breakfast Club is different from other teen-oriented pictures that have been around?
Well, it's different in that it deals with teenagers' thoughts and emotions and feelings, as opposed to car races and sex and drugs and rock and roll.
Molly and Judd, two of the 5 members of the Breakfast Club. And welcome to the club. There's a whole bunch of teens out there ready to join it, I think. Thanks to Judd Nelson and Molly Ringwald in the Breakfast Club, directed by John Hughes. And thanks for visiting us here in Kansas City. This is John Tibbetts.